Guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. Today's video, I suddenly realised that I hadn't ever done a video talking about what the S80 or P3 Volvos in general are like in the rain. Just on my way to work, and we've got some rain. It's been pretty heavy all night, and it's only going to get heavier as we head into Wales. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you guys how this car handles it. We've driven this car in all sorts of different weather, heavy snow, ice. But I haven't shown you guys just what it's like on a horrible rainy day. So this is pretty typical here in the UK. Horrible rainy weather. Got the wipers on auto. You have to turn those on manually though, which is a bit strange. The manual automatic wipers. We're just going to head to work. I won't bring you the whole way. It's about half an hour journey. You're going to be watching a half an hour video, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what this car, or I suppose it'd be interesting for you guys to see how this car handles. It'd be interesting to get into discussion in the comments about whether you guys feel the same way as I do, because I personally think this thing's a bit of a beast in wet weather. Just make sure we're clear here, which we are. Fantastic. Now, I've left slightly earlier for work, so we're not going to be in a massive rush. We're taking it nice and easy. And yeah, as you can see, the weather starts to get a bit more crap. We've got some standing water on the sides of the road, trucks coming towards us, all that sort of thing. So it'll be a good test. It's not easy driving conditions, but it's not the most challenging either. Probably would be if I was trying to go flat out. Then I'd have to think a bit more about what I'm doing, but I'm going to set our cruise now to about 54, just to allow for a bit of extra braking distance if we need it. These roads could be quite unpredictable. We've got different bits of flooding around as well. I think it's important to discuss tyres when we're considering this, because there's a deer there, a dead deer, because that really impacts how a car handles in the rain. And the tread depth as well. So we'll go through that first. I'm using the fantastic Michelin Cross Climate Pluses. They have been absolutely brilliant. I've had them on the car for 40,000 miles. The front sets are probably coming up to be changed soon. I'm on about 3.5 mil at the moment, so a little bit of life left, but I will looking at getting them changed soon. Probably move the back ones onto the front, have the new ones on the back, because the backs tend to last a little bit longer, so you can then keep that cycle of only having to change 2 tyres at a time. Now, I've used these tyres in Sweden in heavy snow, and they're absolutely fantastic, and they don't have any trouble with rain as well. They've got a special horizontal sight pattern which basically pushes the water out the side of the tyre rather than trapping it underneath. So it's very rare that you aquaplane with these tyres, so that's important to note. But as a vehicle, Volvos are designed to be able to sort of take anything that you can throw at them. They are designed to be ultra steady and solid and reliable in adverse weather. They write all about it in their owner's manual, whether it's snow, ice, thunder, lightning, pouring rain, flooding. I've taken this car through quite a bit of water and it's been absolutely fine as well. It's just a very, dependable, solid, safe car in these weather conditions. It's designed to be front biased, so if you're going to have any skidding whatsoever, it's going to be understeer rather than oversteer, which helps in these sort of conditions, I suppose. If you're really pushing it, there's not much point doing that. It's only going to use more fuel, etc. So we're just going to be taking it nice and easy. But as you can see, the wipers are fairly quiet. I did used to have that issue where they were banging on the side of the windscreen, but I've adjusted the angle of the wipers on the spline, and that has really solved that now. It makes it much quieter. It's still a bit of a noise actually, and these are Bosch OEM wipers. They're not actual Volvo ones, but they're exactly the same parts. So yeah, it's, as you can see, very pleasant. There's not that much road noise either. You don't get too much noise from the rain. You do when it's heavier, of course. And actually, it's not particularly heavy today. It will be as we move on into Wales. We're into Wales now. Yeah, this is be sort of a long straight, or a long bit of straight road where there's quite a bit of standing water. So it'll be interesting to see how the car manages, especially as we go through the valley ahead. We've got bits where the water runs down the hills onto the road. So yeah, we'll see how the car gets on. But like I said, I've never had an issue with these cars. Now another thing that is quite nice about these cars in wet weather is the fact that the steering is quite heavy, so it doesn't easily get knocked around by puddles. Now the car in general is quite heavy, to be honest, and that helps it go through water. My girlfriend had, or Mrs. DL had, that Mazda 2, I don't know if you guys remember, and that was like driving a tin can. You could hear all the rain on the roof, and every time you hit a puddle it was like you're going to flip over. It was a nightmare. And to be honest, the Jeep isn't fantastic in the wet either. If you hit puddles in that, you're swerving all over the place. It's probably to do with those big all-terrain tyres. Here we go, a bit of standing water here. And did you see the car barely moved? I'm not worried about swerving around water. It's obviously, I don't want to hit loads of it, but this sort of weather's absolutely fine. Yeah, so the Jeep's not very good at all with the mud terrain tyres, which is surprising, but I suppose just to do with the way that it dissipates the water. But in terms of a vehicle to drive in adverse conditions, I'd choose a Volvo every time, especially this car. It's absolutely brilliant. You can hear that we're sort of, I'm purposely driving in the standing water in the ridges in the road, and you don't really notice it too much. You can feel a little movement on the wheel, but it just sort of gets stiffer. It doesn't really follow in either direction. And obviously, because you've got your headlights on permanently in this age of Volvo, it is you don't have to worry about that as well. A lot of people drive in the rain without their headlights, but if you're driving a silver car ahead coming towards me, I can't see you. Or if I'm trying, my car is rain, cloud and grey, so people aren't going to see me if they're trying to pull out of a junction. Say this car here is actually for sale, but if that was trying to pull out of the junction, they'd probably have a hard time seeing me if I didn't have my lights on. So consider that if you don't drive with lights on, might be time to start. I know a lot of people say, oh, you go through the bulbs quicker, but it's not. They're only £3, aren't they? It's better than dying. So not that you'll die in this car, but you know. So you've got a lot of standing water here on the left, look. But luckily it's a nice wide bit of road. Now in terms of braking performance, again it's to do with tyres, but also I've never found these wheels or these brakes lose their efficiency when they're wet. Some cars I've driven, when they get wet brakes, they become pretty rubbish, which is not what you want when you're in wet conditions. You want to be able to brake, but you know. But these have never had an issue. The wheel design is designed to actually pull water and air out of within the wheel well, so that's quite good. And also the way the front bumper is designed, there's no sort of cooling duct through, which isn't good if you're driving fast because the brakes get very hot very quickly, but it does protect them from getting wet, which I suppose is a good thing in this scenario. It's actually starting to lighten up a bit, but it's still raining. But yeah, as you can see, I've had the cruise control set to 53, I think it is. I'm very lucky on my commute. I haven't seen another vehicle in front or behind me. I say that, there's a car behind me now. But it's the sort of road where they can overtake you if they need to. So yeah, it's just a brilliant car in this sort of weather. You'll notice the MPG is slightly lower, and it will be for any car in the rain. The water on the road just gives extra rolling resistance, so it will be less economical. It's just the way it is. bit like if you're trying to run through water, you have a lot of resistance. It's the same with driving water as well. So yeah, that's something you may notice, but overall, brilliant thing to drive in this weather. So I'll probably end the video there, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you find the same thing with your car, and also let me know the worst car I've ever driven in the wet. I would say probably it has to be the Mazda 2. It was almost dangerous in the wet, to be honest. Perhaps the Jeep as well. When it's raining, I do tell Mrs. DL to take it easy, because it's not the most confident inspiring vehicle in the wet. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.